Imagine being home alone on a cold, silent night, when suddenly you hear something. A creak, a shadow moves, and then, bang! Someone's in your house. But before fear can paralyze you, a blur of fur and fury lunges forward. This isn't just any dog. This is Max. And tonight, he's about to prove why dogs aren't just man's best friend. They're our guardians. Max, a loyal German shepherd, wasn't just a pet. He was family. His owner, Jake, a 35-year-old firefighter, had rescued him as a puppy from a shelter. Through thick and thin, Max had always been by Jake's side. From lonely nights to tough days, their bond was unbreakable. Jake had been through a lot. His job was dangerous, and he had seen lives lost, homes burned, and families broken. But every time he walked through his door, Max was there. His comfort, his protector, his best friend. Max had an uncanny ability to sense when Jake was upset, nudging him with his nose or resting his head on Jake's lap, silently reassuring him that he wasn't alone. It was 2 a.m. The world outside was silent, but Max's ears perked up. A sound, a door handle twisting, a faint rustling. His instincts screamed. Danger was near. Jake, half asleep, barely noticed the creeping shadows slipping through his living room window. But Max was already up. Muscles tense, heart pounding, eyes locked on the intruder, a masked man with a knife glistening under the dim light. Max let out a low, guttural growl, his body rigid. Jake stirred, his sleepy eyes adjusting to the dim light just in time to see the shadowy figure creeping towards his bedroom door. His heart pounded, his breath hitched. Before he could react, the figure lunged towards him, knife raised. The intruder moved fast, but Max was faster. With a deafening snarl, he launched himself at the attacker, sinking his teeth into the man's arm. A scream filled the house. The knife clattered to the floor. The fight wasn't over. The intruder, desperate, threw a punch, but Max dodged, biting again, this time harder. Blood dripped. The man staggered. But instead of running, the man fought back, kicking Max hard in the ribs. A sharp yelp echoed through the room. Jake saw red. Fueled by rage and fear, he grabbed his baseball bat and charged in. He swung hard, striking the intruder's shoulder. The man howled in pain, stumbling back, but Max wasn't done. He lunged again, knocking the man to the ground, pinning him with his powerful paws. The man struggled, cursing, but Max held firm, his growls deep and menacing. Jake quickly grabbed his phone, his hands shaking as he dialed 911. Sirens wailed in the distance. Police arrived, guns drawn, but it was already over. The intruder lay groaning on the floor, restrained by Jake and a still growling Max. Officers couldn't believe it. "Your dog saved your life," one officer said, shaking his head in disbelief. Jake knelt beside Max, running a hand through his fur. "He's not just a dog," he whispered. "He's my hero." The paramedics checked Max for injuries. He had a bruised rib, but other than that, he was okay. Jake hugged him tight, tears threatening to spill. "You're my best boy, Max," he said, his voice thick with emotion. The police arrested the intruder, later discovering he was a wanted criminal with a history of violent break-ins. If Max hadn't been there that night, things could have ended very differently. As the sun rose, Max lay beside Jake, his tail wagging. He didn't ask for a reward, a medal, or even a treat. All he wanted was to be by Jake's side, safe and sound. Because that's what dogs do. They don't just love us. They protect us, even if it means risking their own lives. If you believe dogs are true heroes, hit that like button and share this story, because the world needs to know that sometimes angels don't have wings. They have paws. Wolf love.